Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now, here's the man who's never hella rude when talking about Big Brother. Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live Big Brother 17 recap. Episode 8 is in the books. It is July 9th, 2015, and we're ready to talk about the eviction of Mama Day. Mama Day is on her way out of the Big Brother house and into our exit interview, which is going to be coming tomorrow. So look for that Friday morning on Rob Has a Podcast. We have a lot to get to tonight as we have our twins are officially revealed. We have new HOH, right? Isn't that, am I saying that correctly?
I've actually gotten some people on Twitter saying that if you make an acronym, or no, actually it wouldn't even be an acronym, an abbreviation, then you just plural the abbreviation, and that's grammatically correct. So I guess it is HOHs.
HOHs it is.
I'm fine with it.
All right, we have clarity on that. That is great to know. Ian, how you doing this week?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. How are you?
Doing very good. Doing very good. You sounded like you were doing better in the pre-interview.
I know. I'm doing really well. Can't complain. I thought tonight's episode was pretty good. I thought the Gronk clip was actually really funny and just very, very forced way. I just found it really amusing.
All right, we'll talk all about Gronk tonight. And here is a man who is a huge Gronk fan. Here he is. It's Brent Wolgamott to talk about everything from the feeds. Brent, how are you?
Rob, I'm great. I just want to tell you that even though we're about the same size, you'll always be the fat one and I'm the skinny one.
I will not call you Thickums.
Please, don't.
People do not call me Cruella. And a lot to do tonight. A busy night for Davon. Hard to remember a night where one person had as much going on, where she was caller number 7, she exposed the twin twist, and she was also evicted, all in one night on Big Brother, all in basically the first 30 minutes of tonight's Big Brother episode. So we'll talk about all of that as well. So here we are live. We've got the chat room going, robhasawebsite.com. We're going to take your tweets, hashtag RHAP, and then again on our YouTube channel at robhasawebsite.com/YouTube. And again, Davon's exit interview coming tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that on Friday. All right, Ian.
Yes.
My pick, Davon, is gone.
Ouch. Let's ask who did Nicole pick?
Nicole hasn't picked anybody to win Big Brother, I think, since you. I think that she's retired from picking Big Brother people. That was the last time Nicole podcast about Big Brother, I think. Big Brother 14.
She tends to do pretty well with her picks. Not saying anything, but she tends to be pretty on point.
Okay. So she's out the game. I'm the only Cesternino you've got at this point, so you have to deal with my crappy predictions.
All right, fair enough. I mean, it's really hard with Big Brother. I mean, you get like a couple interviews, and then you just have to guess from there. I obviously picked Vanessa because we had a lot of information about her. That's why I think that she's going to be pretty good at the game, and she actually is. I think she's killing it.
Not for anything, I picked Andy in Big Brother 15, which is more recent than when you won the game.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then fair enough. Who'd you have in 16?
We're talking about Big Brother 15, Ian.
All right, fine. I'll give it to you. I mean, my Big Brother 14 pick to win didn't pan out very well, so.
Why? Who was your Big Brother 14 pick to win?
I just thought Frank was going to win.
My Big Brother 15 pick of Andy Herron is all over this season, between showing up in movie posters with Kathy Griffin. They showed one of his tweets tonight. I think Big Brother is trying to get us ready for a Andy Herron Big Brother takeover coming up soon. Are you ready for that, Ian?
I'm absolutely.
Get ready for a takeover! Hey! Wait, everybody, it's Andy! And everybody's like,
yes. Yeah.
Oh, what else is on?
It's actually really funny. I was on the Big Brother Facebook page, which is like, if you want to see like the casual fan opinions, like that's where to go, And they put out like some Kathy Griffin, like picture, information, or interview with her, and then like the top voted comment was like, "When's this Kathy Griffin stuff gonna end? I'm sick of it."
Well, it was over. It was over tonight
It is over.
with Kathy Griffin. Overall,
Yeah.
Brett, let me ask you, did the Kathy Griffin week work for you?
Well, it was a bit of a bust. I mean, but I have to give the show credit. They did a good job of playing it up, that the last laugh was really going to make a difference. They positioned the votes the right way in the eviction, which they always do. But in the end, it just wasn't enough to save Devon. And it's so funny because a week ago, I remember you guys were kicking around the idea that maybe the twist was too powerful, and I think maybe it wasn't even powerful enough. So maybe that's where we want it at. We want it right in the middle.
Yeah, Ian, what was the last Big Brother vote that was within 3 people of the two sides? Every vote is like 9 to 1, 8 to 1.
An early vote that was even remotely close. I cannot even think of the last time. Was the Zach vote close? With Zach and Jocasta, where Jocasta went, that wasn't close.
No, it was only 2 votes. Yeah, I think maybe like the Nick vote when he was evicted.
Yeah, that was actually close.
7-4.
Yeah, so, Big Brother 15 early game had some chops, despite the MVP twist.
Right.
So the Kathy Griffin vote should have been, you should have gotten to cancel like 7 votes, and then it would have been a good twist.
No, I'm actually quite fine with it being 3. Yeah. Actually, in fact. The less effect the twists have on the game, which I really don't think any of them have had, I'm happy. So
you know, back when we did our Big Brother think tank and talked about this, we talked about the idea of, what if we say that there's a twist, but there's really not anything in the house. This is pretty close to that we have a twist that really doesn't change anything in the game. And Ian, isn't that pretty much what we wanted?
With the Gronk thing, I mean.
Well, I'm talking about the whole BB takeover in the first place. It's not.
Yeah, I don't really think it's made anything different so far. So, thumbs up. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we like it.
I mean, I like the Gronk twist. Like, I think that. I mean, it was just hilarious. Like, where did they film that? A strip mall?
I don't know. Hold on. So I just want to get the.
It looked like they were outside of an Olive Garden or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was that?
It seems like Big Brother is really all over the map in the demographic that they're trying to appeal to, where we go from week to week where, okay, let's bring in Kathy Griffin to appeal to our audience. All right, this week let's go let's swing the pendulum all the way the other way, and let's bring in Rob Gronkowski. Brent, who is Big Brother appealing to here?
I think they're apparently appealing to like the Match Game Hollywood Squares viewers out there. I mean, I'm serious because the people are so disparate and so sort of B, C sort of celebrities that it hasn't really been anything earth-shattering. I think Gronk is probably the biggest person they're going to have this season, and even he's not really a big deal to anybody who watches Big Brother. I would not be surprised if there were people in the Big Brother house currently who didn't even know who Gronk was.
Well, didn't Dave Vaughn say who? Like, you could very often
switch it around. Does Gronk know what Big Brother is? Does Rob Gronkowski know anything about Big Brother?
I don't know. I think Gronk has a certain brand. He likes to be a party guy, and Big Brother's kind of a summer fun show, so maybe his agent obviously talked him into doing something like this, but I can't believe he really knows what it's about.
I mean, not for anything, Big Brother. If we're going to have somebody there for a takeover, could they actually show up and not just mail in a tape that looked like somebody shot it with their phone? I mean, could we get somebody there in the building? I mean, what is Gronk doing right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Combine, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like
even more bizarre. I wanted to get to this later on in the show, but since we're here, I mean, what is this twist, Ian? We have a twist. It's like, okay, it's party week. It's an all-week party, and there's no have-nots.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. I will say the no have-nots for the week this early on is a little bit of a hint of things to come, if you will.
How so?
There's going to be some kind of solitary confinement this week, I think. I mean, we've seen it in the past. They either use that little like that cabana room as solitary confinement, or they end up just using the have-not room. So we'll see. But I remember it typically means that there's some other sort of punishments going on in the house. So I don't think we're getting the prize trade one, but I would expect at least one punishment, maybe like a costume or something like that.
So you think that somebody is getting like the Dan Giesling 24-hour techno music Gronk dance party?
That's actually, now that you mention it, that actually sounds really plausible. I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Julie really hyped it up in this week. It's going to be, this is a very big week. But then she did not say anything of note.
Yeah.
She gave you then on Wednesday, the power of veto is going to be played, and somebody could use it, and then next Thursday we'll be back, and somebody else will be evicted. It's like, okay, well, why is this such a special big week?
There's something going on. I'm quite unsure, but it should be fun. We'll see how it plays out.
I will say that I'm a little dubious, though, because last week they announced everything ahead of time to America. Like, on Thursday night of last week, we knew what the Laugh Last Twist was, we knew what it was going to do, and we knew how many votes she could cancel. We knew everything at the start of the week.
And that it was the 7th caller, too.
Exactly. That's important. So this week, it comes, and I thought they've been doing a really good job of it, so there's no, tinfoil hat shenanigan conspiracy theories going on there, because they announced everything before the HOH, now you got me saying it, were crowned. And now this week, they didn't really announce what the twist is. So I don't know. If I will say this, if more things are revealed later on, given that we now know who the HOHs are, then I'm going to be a little suspicious of Big Brother here. Because they didn't do that last week. Yeah.
I saw a rumor on Twitter that later on this week, Rob Gronkowski is going to be lighting fireworks in the backyard at the Big Brother house.
I think the chances of that are slim to none.
I'm going to keep those fingers crossed. Everybody.
Oh, Rob, please. That's too soon, Rob. Too soon.
Too soon. All right. Let's talk about the impact of Davon being gone. Ian, give us the final assessment. Give us our exit polling on Davon. Was Davon a good player who got into a bad situation, or was Davon a bad player who appropriately went out in week 2? Model curse is very pretty.
Yeah, she is. I would say that she has some legitimate talent for the game. I think she does have an excellent read on people. I think she was actually fairly strong as a player in that sense. However, I think that she's someone that just lets emotions get ahead of her. We saw that little fight, the little tiff, and that just controlled things too much. I think she has a good headspace for the game as far as reading people goes and maybe thinking about it. She knows the history of it very well, but as far as keeping her emotions in check, I think she ultimately fails. So that would be the eulogy there.
Ian, what's the more important skill set in the Big Brother house? Is it the observational skill set? Is it the attention to detail? We saw her counting, or is it the keeping the emotions in check?
I think probably just keeping your emotions in check is going to be more critical. You think, this year with Audrey in there, it's a little different, but when you think about all the discussions that you have in the house and all the time you spend talking to other people, interacting with other people, what percent of that is really game talk? Now, if you're Audrey, it's something like 97%, but the normal person's probably a lot more just regular discussion, just keeping your emotions in check. So I think that's probably more important. The social game, quite underrated.
Okay. All right. Brent, did you want to give us a final assessment on Davon's game before we talk about some of the other things from tonight?
Yeah, well, no, I think Ian hit the nail on the head. She just wasn't able to she wasn't able to fake it with people, and that's what you have to do in the Big Brother house. If you don't like people, you at least have to fake it that you do. I thought, I tweeted that I have never seen her more tense during that veto draw. It looked like she hated everybody there. She was so mad that she was even nominated at that point. You could just see it on her face, and no one even wanted to talk to her at that point. She couldn't play nice with people. That fight with Clay had huge ramifications for her game, and it was over the silliest stuff in the world. I'm still shaking my head at that. But if that had not have happened, I still think she would have been evicted this week for some other reason.
She also blew up the twin twist tonight. We saw this play out on the live feeds this week. We saw everybody in the house, or most of the people in the house, start to realize that there were two Lizzes. One they felt like had a more full figure than the other, and also there was a difference in the personality between the two. Ian, if you were in the house, would you have been able to pick out the differences between Liz and Julia?
Probably not. I would just, it's like, oh yeah, cute blonde number 1. I don't think I'd spot, like, oh yeah, it's cute blonde number 2. I wouldn't be able to spot the difference.
Yeah. Are you surprised that Big Brother never did like a split screen? I feel like that would have been the natural editing choice to make of when Davon said the differences between the two of them and show us the footage, but do you think it's a big difference and Big Brother is like, well, that doesn't make us look great if we prove the point?
I mean, you know, they went around it a fairly natural way. I do think like a split screen where it highlighted the difference, like, oh, different nose, and then circled like, oh, this one it's, you know, more rounded than the other one, or something like that. I don't know. I don't see where they're coming from as like the heavier one though. I really can't tell any difference. I've never noticed.
I think that she's referring more to the face. It's really sad that it's coming off like, you know, it's gotten up to like 25 pound difference now, which I don't even know where Jason's getting that from. But one does have a bit of a more thinner face than the other one, and you know, one might have a few extra pounds than the other one, but I mean, they're both beautiful girls, and I just hate that they were referring to them in that manner. I think the real tell was the personalities. I think, you know, one was really bubbly and nice and would talk to certain people, and that was Liz, and then the other one was a little bit more, to be frank, bitchy with people and wouldn't talk to Jason, and he you know, once it's so funny because really it was only Davon who put the pieces of this puzzle together. If not for Davon being there, I think the twin twist would have went off without a hitch into week 5. I really do, because no one was really picking up on it. But once she got the train going, then everyone was like,
hold on. That's Becky. You're thinking of Becky.
Well, oh my god.
I got hit by a train last year while I was walking.
Now, do you know for a fact that Liz is the one that has the better personality, or is it Julia?
It's my understanding. Again, I'm not in the house, but Liz is the quote-unquote thickums, as they call them. Their words, not mine. Don't kill me. And she went out of the house on Monday. Julie has been in the house since Monday. And she's the one who is not quite as nice to people. And I think Davon was even talking to herself in the camera that she needed Thickums to come back in the house to cast a vote because she thought Thickums, God, I can't even believe I'm saying this, would be the one who was more likely to give her a vote than the skinnier Cruella one.
Which one is Helga? Which one's Helga Pataki? Because I think that's like the superior.
Better nickname?
Yeah, like if they could just get some gel and make their hair out like that, I'd be really amused.
It was very funny when they did in the goodbye messages that they said, well, Davon, you thought you could see us, and we're both in the house. And then she's like, it's Thickums!
Oh my gosh.
I knew it!
Yeah. Great. Such great television.
Oh my god. Oh boy. Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
And how about Davon calling out the house guest on her way out for not targeting Audrey and the reason why?
Oh, in the exit interview?
Yeah. I mean, that was huge to me.
All right, well, let's get into that. So in the interview, she called them cowards about not voting her or not keeping her, so that everybody was afraid. But we find out from her interview with Julie what the subtext of that is. She says that people are afraid to nominate Audrey or put Audrey on the block because they fear a backlash about what America might say or think about them if they put up Audrey or evicted Audrey. First off, before we entertain if this is going on, do you guys think there would be any backlash from the viewers of the show or America, Ian, if people were to target Audrey?
I want to say no.
No!
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, now I think is the appropriate time to get rid of her. I mean, if they target her now, people will understand. But I think the house guests don't know that, and
Right.
week 1, week 2, they don't want to look bad. I swear I called that a week ago. I knew that may have been one of the reasons why Shelley didn't want to put her up, because there was really no other reason for her not to put her up.
Did somebody say something to her?
To who?
Has that been talked about in the house, Brent? Have you noticed anybody having that conversation?
No, I have not. I've seen Clay and Shelley talking about it in bed, and it's been an undercurrent kind of thing where they haven't really spoken about it, but Shelley has just said in basically so many words, I'm just not going to put her up. I'm not going to be the one to do that. So the way she said it leads me to believe that there is some evidence to Davon's claim that is one of the reasons why she would not nominate Audrey as a replacement nominee this week.
Ian, do you suspect that is maybe a conversation which is coming from the diary room?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, I don't think the DR is influencing anything.
Okay. Because I know a lot of people would probably think that.
Put the tinfoil hats away, guys. It's not going on. Put them away.
I want to vote out Audrey. Because, But really, the House has really been on their best behavior. I mean, I can't believe this is, we're going on over 2 weeks of the live feeds. We haven't had one comment or anything inappropriate that's been flagged or anything, right, Brent?
I haven't seen anything.
So kudos to the house guests.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good for them. I think it's 2015. We know where we're at, so good for the house guests.
Good for the house guests. So very, very good. I would not have predicted that based on some of the live feeds from the last couple of years, but good for the Big Brother 17. Let's talk about the order of the phone calls. Ian, how did this work? Did the house guests draw numbers? And if they did draw numbers, why did Clay want Davon's number?
He seemed to say that it was his lucky number, right? And then it had some connection to like a number that he used playing football or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he may have been saying that, but I don't think that's really the reason. I think he realized that it's Big Brother 17, and 7 is probably the number.
But Ian, there's
I would say
that,
lucky
right?
number 7, right? I mean, that's what I would say. I mean, but then again, I wouldn't say, oh, well, then maybe that's too obvious. I'd probably go say, if I'm in there, I'd probably go for the 8th call. That's just my lucky number.
Yeah. I was under the impression that they got numbers assigned to them, or they picked the number out of the bag for this. It was just like first come, first serve. It was like a bakery line that you just...
That's what that button was, right? Like you saw that they had to ring the button, and that's whoever's call it was.
That's why you saw Davon sitting outside the telephone booth when the 6th call took place, because she was not going to let anybody cut in front of her for the 7th call.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So good on Davon, and really this Davon and Clay thing really just boiled over and never came back from Counting Gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing that something that far back, that innocuous, what she was doing. If she would have just come clean with them and said, "I'm counting. That's what I'm doing," like it would have been over. But instead, it turned into this huge blow up between them and just totally destroyed her game.
Okay.
What was that?
It was like the first week where she was going around the house.
Oh, no. There was a noise.
Oh, I didn't hear a noise.
Somebody had a noise at their house.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a takeover. Ian.
It's not a takeover.
Fair enough.
Yes,
It's not a
please.
takeover.
Let's
talk about these new HOHs. Very interesting this week. Vanessa and Austin become the HOH. 2 players who are linked up. Seems like they would definitely be working together this week.
Yeah.
Ian, first from you. Smart move for Vanessa and Austin to go for HOH this week?
Well, let's take a look at history here. Big Brother 16, Week 3, crapshoot HOH competition. Pretty obvious target on the board in Audrey, much like last year. Pretty obvious target on the board in Devin. So,
I know Derek was HOH. Who was the HOH with that week?
Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah, and she got dethroned, and that's where she got the frog suit.
Right.
So, Ian, are you saying that you feel like this is going to be Audrey's week to go out?
I am saying that, especially if Vanessa gets it. I think Vanessa is someone who, like, if she were to be the permanent HOH, I think she sees the benefit of being an HOH early that gets out like a fairly agreeable house target, and then kind of just slides back into the background with nobody being mad at her.
Brent, we've talked about the two sides of the house, and Vanessa is sort of leading potentially an insurgency against what is potentially the bigger amoeba alliance that's the rest of the house. Is it possible that she goes after a more strategic target than Audrey this week?
Yes, I don't know how much we can talk about like what took place earlier today or what took place yesterday, but I do think there's a possibility.
We'll wait for that. But you think?
Okay, but yeah, I do think just speaking generally speaking, I think there is a chance that she goes after someone other than Audrey.
I think it could be interesting.
Yeah,
could be interesting. Let's go to. I'm trying to see if there's anything else from tonight's episode before we get to questions. Ian, anything else from tonight or from the week that you wanted to touch on?
No, I'm pretty good. I think we can go on to some questions for sure.
Okay. All right, let's go on and take some questions, non-spoiler questions. Nick2S says, is this a Big Brother thing to not show anything about one of the nominees when the show knows she is safe? Yeah, really, there was absolutely, it was all about Davon, can she stay? There was, again, no information about Meg for the second week in a row this season. Ian, is this a new trend?
I'm thinking so, right? So, I mean, they have pretty limited time with these takeover things. I mean, we had to get that Gronk in, so, you know, we had that to cover. Yeah. Pretty big thing with the twins, so... You know, not so much screen time for good old Meg.
Yeah, I got my Gronk solo cup ready to go.
Oh yeah, you know, the lines on there.
Pong.
The lines on there measure like different amounts of alcohol. Like one line is like wine, and one line is for a shot. It's very interesting.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go take a look at that. Let's get my Gronk measuring cups out so I can know. All right. This is, by the way, this is one Gronk shot glass. That's how you measure this. This is one totally. Shot for Gronk.
Yeah. Solo, the company, of course, will deny that that's what the lines are for and say it's coincidental, but it works. It does. Okay.
All right. Good to know. You learn something every night on the Big Brother podcast.
You do.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Johnny Hortzman. It says, "Yo, Rob, after this, will you just pick floaters as your winner picks considering how badly they did?" No.
Killing Rob.
I picked the winner 2 seasons ago.
Right? People, the short memories, Rob.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
That kind of world. That kind of
business.
I
picked the winners 2 years in a row at one point.
Yeah. And I also picked two winners out of, or picked the winner in Big Brother Canada also.
Mm-hmm.
This year or
Big Brother Canada 2.
Yes.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, everybody's Johnny Hortzman comes lately.
I think it's the 1-2 punch of you being so high on Jace and also calling Day as your winner pick. It's just a boom boom. You know,
maybe this wasn't my year. Okay. A lot of people are going to be wrong.
I love it.
Ryan Noakes said, "Brent, can I remind you of your pick? May I?
I know who I picked. Do you remember who I picked?
I remember who you picked. It was Audrey.
Well, yeah. She's still
not
there.
Looking so smart now.
She's still in, Rob. She's not out the door yet.
Still in. She may slide by again.
Never know.
Okay. All right.
It takes one comp to change the momentum completely.
Yeah. People who live in glass houses throwing primetime 99s at me. All right, Ryan Noakes says, "Ian, since they're telling the evicted house the twist and who voted for everyone, does this mean I need to lose my hope of seeing Davon come back into the house? Hashtag love you, Day."
Yep, you got to give that one up. She's vote information with both Jace and Day. Jace is back in the real world, so if they sent Jace back home, then Davon is going home as well. So if the twins were to get evicted before week 5, you can pretty much guarantee that one of the first few jurors would have a shot to come back in. But
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Soren Crane says, "What will a party takeover week look like? Endless dance music from midnight till dawn?"
that's possible.
Yeah, we have no idea what this twist is going to be, or even if it's really just a twist, or it's just something to, make the house more fun for a week. It could be absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But what is the point of the BB takeover if it's going to be nothing? Like it's just a week. It's just like, did this bring in one more viewer? Like, what is the point of BB takeover if it's just like, all right, here's Rob Gronkowski has a shout out for the house?
I don't know. I just think it's something fun. It makes Thursday nights interesting. They're producing a TV show, getting 45 minutes in, and call it a day. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything more to it than that.
There has to be something, right? I mean,
I'm still dubious.
There has to be something
but
every
she
week,
didn't mention anything though, so that's so weird. I would have thought she would have mentioned, there's a power on the horizon, but she didn't say anything.
By the way, did you guys? Yes, go ahead, Ian.
No, I would say not every week has to have like a twisty twist to the game, but there has to be at least some face to the takeover. So if all Gronk's thing is there's no have-nots this week and party music gets played in the house, it can be something silly. It never said that it had to be like a serious game twist.
Is it true that it was supposed to be Ariana Grande that was going to be the BB takeover this week, and then they had to drop her after this big scandal, Ian?
See, I don't even pay attention. I heard there's something to do with like a donut or something like that.
Yes, Ariana Grande, who is the sister of the mega reality star Frankie Grande, that she was caught on video in the spy screen that she was licking a bunch of donuts in a donut shop, and then she said, "I hate America."
And Ian, those donuts were later sold to people. That's the important part. Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
And now, in fairness, I spoke with somebody from Ariana Grande's team, and what they told me was that she actually, they misheard her. She said, "I hate Team America." So she really hated that twist from last season. She felt like it was too much in favor of Derek. Frankie would have won if it wasn't for Team America. So she said, "I hate Team America."
That's the ticket, yes.
They had to drop her from the takeover and get Gronk to make a video at the last second. Yeah.
Now we know why he was at a strip mall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's usually at a strip somewhere else, Gronk.
Oh, yes.
Usually.
Love Gronk.
Logan Rex says, "Will we see Austin or Judas during this HOH reign?"
I mean, it really all depends. Does he keep HOH? I mean, if it's anything like last year, whoever gets dethroned will have to wear a Jiangxi costume for a week or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Alex Gold says, "I wonder if Gronk deflated any of those beer pong balls. Is that what happened, or does it? Is that what happened?
Get over it, people.
That was so awful.
Yeah. Ian, how many people were throwing that challenge?
Like at least 5. I mean, I don't think what's her name there, Jackie threw it. I mean, I think that was just her being not good.
Terrible. Yeah.
I felt like Meg was a clear throw.
Yeah.
Meg was like, let me just make it try to look good. Like, she's good at throwing the challenge. She got it like just enough to just go like in that front.
She got
for a 1.
What'd she get? A 1, yeah.
Yeah, a 1. All right, let's do one more question, and then let's get into some of the spoiler stuff that Brent has for us. All right, this is from Brittany Scott, who says, "Who do you think will want to stay HOH this week, Austin or Vanessa? They both seem like they wouldn't want to get the blood on their hands." Ian, do you have a thought on this?
I mean, it really depends. I do feel like there's like a pretty easy target to just go for whoever gets it. If you just want to send Audrey out, you can. And I don't think that that's a bad move, really, for either one. But, I'm not sure. It really could go either way.
Brent, do you have a strong take on this?
I don't, actually. And by the way, in reference to the previous question, I really hope that Judas stays as HOH because I think that would be more fun than Austin. Yeah.
All right, we will see. All right, let's get into gonna bring in the live feeds. Of course, if you're going to jump out here, don't forget I'm going to talk to Dave Vaughn Friday morning on our exit interview, and then we'll be back on Sunday night. Big show coming up, Ian. Brendan and Rachel Sunday night.
Yay!
Yeah.
Love
Brent-
them.
We're ready for a Brenchel takeover
So
this
jealous.
Sunday night. But right now, it's time to update the Big Brother live feeds.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
A spoiler.
warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
Spoiler.
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
The Gronk solo cup action. All right. Gronk Pong going on right now. Oh, boy. All right. So, big stuff going on in the Big Brother house. Brent, could you take us through the latest with the twins?
The latest with the twins. Well, it mainly all started last night. Apparently, Julia, who is the other twin, obviously, and Liz were going to switch yesterday on Wednesday, but Big Brother canceled it. And apparently, this is interesting, Liz and Julia, we would later come to find out, were able to talk in the diary room, even though there was not a switch. I think what happened is that the producers, or Big Brother, I should say, realized that the twist is out, and they probably had a talk with the twins and said, if you want to tell people, it's probably okay. So Julia, who is currently in the house, made the call to tell Vanessa that she is indeed a twin and that she has been playing the game with her sister Liz. It's so funny watching Julia introduce herself for the first time to Vanessa, and for Vanessa to say, "Nice to meet you, Julia." So I thought it was really cool. It was a special moment between them. I think Julia was crying at one point. They were pretty emotional about it, and it was a good bonding experience between the two of them at that point.
Ian, impact on Liz/Julia of letting Vanessa know what's up.
Well, I mean, they definitely had a bit of a target forming on them, for sure. And actually, I think at this point, I think obviously this is good. I think this is a good move. I think Vanessa is going to weaponize that.
Yes.
And she's going to take both of them under her wing, and she's going to try to use that to her advantage. And I think that being on Vanessa's good side is probably a good thing, because I think Vanessa is the best player in there. So, good.
It seems like the twins might have a run to daylight here to get to week 5. You have to imagine they're not going home under any circumstance under Vanessa or Austin's watch.
Mm-hmm.
That means
Correct.
only 2 more weeks to get through. This is probably the pivotal week where somebody might want to put them up to expose them. What do they do, Ian, in your mind, during this free pass week that they have? Do they come clean to everybody?
I would think so, right? Because it gives enough space between saying, "Hey guys, this was the twist," and then when they actually could get nominated again.
Right, but that's not what they're planning on doing, right? That may be a good course of action, but right now what happened was after that Vanessa and Julia, for the sake of continuity, let's just call her Liz for right now until
Sure.
There's 2 twins in the house. Vanessa and Liz were talking, and Liz gave permission to Vanessa to go to Shelly and Clay, which I don't really understand why, because Shelly's out of power this coming week, but that's what they decided to do. It's going forward, the plan is for Shelly and Clay, Vanessa and Austin, and the twins to work together in a 6-person alliance. They're going to protect her. They filled her in on all of the things that the house is trying to do to trick her into revealing herself. The differences between them that the house can spot. The most hilarious part was watching Vanessa tell Julia that she needs to eat more because she's thinner than Liz. And
Meet me in the middle. It's happening.
So the people who know about the twin twist 100% are Shelly, Clay, Austin, who was told earlier today, and Vanessa, and obviously the twins know. And then Vanessa filled Austin in, who was the only person besides Audrey in the house who was not aware that there was a possibility that there was a twin twist, and that was an interesting conversation as well. But he's on board.
So is it fair to say that the house is somewhat evenly divided at this point, with the people in that alliance on one side and everybody else on the other side? Just to rehash that, so what you're saying right now is Vanessa, Austin, Liz, are now with Clay and with Shelley, and that would jive with what we saw, that conversation from the Wednesday night episode where Clay and Shelley were getting updated on the information about putting Meg up on the block from Austin and Vanessa. Is that a working alliance versus the rest of the house?
It seems to be a working alliance, and it seems to me, just watching the last 24 hours, that the reveal of the twins to those people has solidified that alliance. Like, they have a common goal now, and that is, whether you think it's a good idea or not, their common goal is to get Liz to week 5 so that both of the twins can come in the house, and now they have, quote-unquote, the numbers. I'm still dubious about the plan in general because, as Evil Dick said on Twitter, the goal of the game is to get people out, not to bring people in, but that's what they're doing.
Ian, do you see it that way, that this is an alliance moving forward? And if you do, where does that leave Audrey? Because Audrey, we've seen her linked with Clay and Shelley to this point so far. If Clay and Shelley are with Vanessa and Austin, does that spell a week where Audrey could be safe this week?
I mean, it definitely could. I do think that is a working alliance going forward, but at the same time, I really feel like, does anyone really trust her? I really don't think so.
No one does. That's the thing, Rob. Audrey's just incapable of making social bonds with people, and over the past, she got caught in trying to not only did she vote for Day to stay, but the house knows that she was probably voting for Day to stay. They saw them talking on the spy screen. They saw them talking in other rooms together, so they know that Audrey was trying to upset the plans of the people that kept her safe. So Audrey, if Shelley and Clay had it their way, Audrey would be on the block this week.
But will Vanessa and Austin look across the aisle and say, okay, we always have Audrey, and maybe Audrey goes up on the block this week.
Right.
But when you look over there and you see people like Meg and Jeff and James and Jason and Becky, is there a bigger target from the other side of the house that could be more inviting, Ian?
Maybe Jason. Maybe.
No.
No.
I mean, it may be a good idea to get Jason out, but the one that they're trying to get out, I think you will see either as a replacement nominee or as an initial nominee, you will see Jeff nominated this week because he has had his hands in so many cookie jars, and he is the house is starting to call him the
male Audrey. Yes.
Male Audrey.
I also think that James is also in danger this week. The duo of Vanessa and Austin don't really like James all that much either, so I think he's also in danger.
I mean, if we're
that's fair, yeah, because Austin would want to avenge the Jace thing.
I mean, if we're looking at it from just a numbers perspective, on this side of the house, if we're saying that Meg, Jeff, Jackie, James, Johnny, Jason, and Becky, that's 7. And then Vanessa, Austin, Liz, Clay, and Shelley is 5. Audrey, if she's potentially a number with them, that's 6. If they could get out somebody from that other side of the house, that would make the numbers 6-6. And also, you are only 2 weeks away from getting an additional number onto that side of the house.
Right. Well, the one thing that I will say that in fairness to everything, it's not quite as simple as that. Like, there's 2 sides of the house. I mean, in sort of shorthand, they might be saying there's 2 sides of the house, but Vanessa really summed it up really well. I love listening to Vanessa talk. When she was talking to Austin, she described it as being in the house being in quadrants, or even in so much as a pentagon earlier today. She said that yeah, this is what she said. I'm just going to read you what she said so you can understand her perception of where the house is right now. She said that Shelley and Clay are up here, and then Vanessa, Austin, and the twins, who Vanessa feels closest to, or Austin and the twins, are over here. Then Meg, Jason, and James are kind of a trio. And then Jeff, Jackie, and Becky are kind of together. There's not an alliance there, but there's sort of an understanding that Jackie and Becky will not nominate each other. And then the floaters in the middle are kind of Steve, Audrey, and Johnny Mac. So that's where Vanessa sees the house right now, and frankly, I think that's a pretty good read on where the house is.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the live feeds before we jump back into these questions?
No, I think we're pretty good. Like I said, they're going to work together to try to keep the twins safe. Austin is now in on it. The only person who doesn't know about the twin twist at all, even the possibility of it being out there, is Audrey, which is hilarious to me since she's the one who's running her mouth so much in the house. But no one trusts her enough to tell her anything.
All right, Emily Stobbs. The great Big Brother reporter says, Rob, was it just me, or did you see Devin sitting in the audience tonight? Oh,
He was.
I heard that Judd threw his TV out the window. Very upset to see that.
Devin,
Yeah,
Devin definitely was. I can confirm. He was indeed.
Yes. And is it true that Davon is now in the bomb squad?
Davon,
Ian, how does that work? If an alumni wants to go to a taping, what do they? Who do they? They just call somebody and like, bro.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm ever out in LA during the season, I definitely would want to go to a taping. I've never sat in the audience.
Right, not just a taping, but they're in the front row where you can see them.
Yeah. Well, of course they put them in the front row.
Yeah. If I called up CBS and said I want to go to the finale, they'd hang up the phone. I'd get like one of those Kathy Griffin insults, like, "Hey, why don't you try showering?" Nuked Rifle says, Rob, did you hear Steve shout you out during the feed? I did get many Twitter messages from people who said that Steve had mentioned RHAP. He actually, I believe, him and Jason were talking. Now they said RHAP. They talked about Brian Lynch in the house.
Yes, I heard they mentioned him.
Very nice. Very, very nice to know. At least people know we exist in the house. At least two people know we exist in the house. Well, lots of people know Ian exists, like Clay, the super fan.
Yes.
Yes. But not everybody had their mom hold up an iPad up to their womb while they were being brought into this world, like Clay did. Super fan. Okay.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Rob, I just complain about this. I really hope Big Brother tells Clay to stop saying shout-outs every time he votes. He's done this 2 weeks now, and I know Twitter was blowing up. Just like, please make it stop. He's like, "Hi, Daddy, Mama, Sister, Courtney, yay, I love you." Just stop it, please.
I'm so sick of them saying adverb vote to evict so and so. It's getting to be like a game of Mad Libs in there.
What did you think of Johnny Mac, who said he votes to evict Davon?
I love it that the Chinbot apparently could not compute what day meant. That's what I tweeted.
I vote. I adverb vote to evict day, and it's like Julie's like, Davon? Yes. Yes.
Well. In fairness, like whenever you say I vote to evict name, that's like your official vote of record. So as far as game track purposes go and keeping score and
I guess. But by the way, the reason Johnny Mac did that is because Davon often calls herself she in the third person, so he was having a little fun at her expense. So that's why he said he votes to evict Day, but Julie obviously doesn't watch the live feeds much as even though she says she does, and she didn't
just to think back, we saw in Big Brother 7 Howie say, "I vote to evict Margellus," as if that could be anybody else aside from Marcellus, but she had to clarify because it is the official.
All right.
But why? Wait, she doesn't know that Day is short for Davon?
Yeah. And Davon even said, "Call me Day." Yeah.
It's the official vote. It's an official.
I mean, this isn't Final Jeopardy. There's two people. There's Meg and there's Davon. There's no way that Day could be Meg.
Oh gosh, it's having too much fun tonight.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's get some more questions. Let's go to R. Vandervest. Should Vanessa have tried to throw this comp? Seems to me like she didn't need HOH or a spotlight on her at this point. Ian, should Vanessa not have tried to be this HOH?
I don't know. I think she could handle it fine.
I think she'd be fine. Yeah. This is from, the great Megan Z. It says, Johnny Mac said on the live feeds he would leave the show for $40,000 after taxes. How much would Ian have walked away for in week 2?
I
think that's a good thing to be saying also on the live feed, whether it's true or not.
Yeah, because it's shows you're not there to win. I would say 50. Yeah, 40,000 after taxes in week 2. Yeah, that seems about right. I would say late game, when we're down to 6 or so people, if a briefcase comes on the table with 75,000, or say they said the 100,000 from the coaches is yours if you hit a button and leave.
You want the Big Brother 1 thing. You would leave the house at Final 6 for $50,000 and let the blonde girl come in?
not 50, but at that late in the game, I'd say if you were to offer me like 75,000, like if you were just to give me a fair thing for 75,000 to 100,000, I probably would go.
Right, they've actually
Whoa, that's
they've never
wild.
really done that in Big Brother US, to my knowledge. So
Big Brother 1.
Well, I know I guess I was kind of Big Brother 2. You know, is like the Big Brother 1's like its own entity, Rob. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'd leave right now for $40,000. I'll leave.
Oh,
Johnny Mac. Love Johnny
love
Mac.
him, love him.
The basketball boss says, so does this officially rule out team poker for the Amazing Race 28? Oh, Davon.
I'm afraid so.
Afraid
Yeah.
so. Okay. What about Bobby S? Says, is there any reason to keep Liz and Julie anymore? They're sisters. They will always do what's in their own best interest before anybody else. Do you really want sisters in your alliance? Ian, that's a fair point.
I mean, they're not going to make up a majority of your alliance, so I think it's fine.
Okay. Is there any chance Liz and Julie are good at the game, Ian?
Yeah, they're okay. I mean, I don't think they're super talented or anything, but I mean, they could get by.
Brent, have you seen anything that's been impressive from Liz or Julia?
Well, I mean, they know how to make social bonds. They know how to be friendly with people, and at this point in the game, that's all that really matters. You have to just have a little bit of social currency to get you through the first few weeks, and she seems capable of doing. They both seem capable of doing that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
really good at the game.
I'm not expecting any sort of like major strategic plays. Like I don't expect fool
But she's
anyone
a number.
or anything. But
Yeah.
Everybody, this is me and Julia's funeral right now. Get ready. Our game is over. Yeah.
Well, if any of the house guests are thinking, which I don't know that they are, and there's no evidence on the feeds to suggest that they are, but if they know that, okay, if we evict the twins, then somebody who we evict is going to come back from jury. So it's like the devil you know or the devil you don't know. I'm thinking if they think about it, and I'm sure somebody's going to think of it eventually.
I think Vanessa has said.
Okay, they're gonna want to stick with the devil they know, which is the twins.
Right, and that's what Vanessa has said. If we just evict the twins, someone from jury will get a chance, and we don't know who that'll be.
Exactly.
Okay. Taylor Malavia says, looks like playing for your daughter doesn't get you very far in this game unless you're Derek.
Right, how quickly people forget about one of the greatest players in the history of Big Brother.
That's right. That's right. All right, Anthony Two-Tone. Rob, do you think that Audrey was throwing another hinky vote tonight? Hashtag, how does she have a tan? Hashtag Shade City. So, what was Audrey doing? Did Audrey really feel like is she just so disconnected from everything that she thought there was a chance Meg was going to go out tonight, Ian?
Actually, I'm not sure. I don't really think it was a hinky vote because I think like that was actually something she would like, but I think it was just she just figured, may as well go for it. I don't think it was like a respect vote.
Yeah, whatevs.
It was just kind of like, it'd be nice if it happened, so I'll put my hat on that just in case.
Okay. Put my ski hat on that. Hunter Clark says, shouldn't people root for Audrey since she's an underdog and she's playing a great game? Whoa.
She is, though. Come on. Okay, I'll own this. I picked her to win. She is not playing a great game. In fact, I don't even really think she's good TV. Can I just say that, Rob? She's not good TV. She's not good diary room. She's not good TV. She's good feeds, but that's distinctly different than being good TV.
She has been better on the feeds than she has been on the TV show.
Yeah,
well, actually, she kind of just went to, got in bed, put some sunglasses on, and just kind of lays around. I mean, I don't really even think she's that great at feeds other than early on when she was just all over the place.
She's been interesting in the last 48 to 72 hours after the veto ceremony took place. The replacement nominee was put on the block. But, she, like I said, I don't think she really brings that much. I mean, I'm rooting for her as a person who's part of the GLBT community, but I don't even really think she's that interesting from a diary room standpoint of view. She doesn't make, when she's on the screen, I don't really care. I'm just being honest.
Brent, I heard you're saying stuff about me, and I just wanted to call it out and get it out there. Are you talking about me? Because I'm hearing from people that you're saying stuff.
Well, it wasn't me. It was him, and he was saying it, but I heard it was you, so I just wanted. Yeah. Okay.
Buckle up, bitches.
Buckle up, bitches.
Yeah.
That's right.
God, she just can't get that tone out of her voice. It drives me crazy.
Wait until if she goes up on the block this week, you could see this is old Audrey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
I don't know. Hopefully, I just want her to just own herself and just stop. She's got that whiny tone to her voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ian shaking his head.
Nah.
That's
Steady
what I mean.
drone.
Yeah.
The steady drone, yeah.
Yes, it's a drone. Gosh, stop doing it.
Whatever it takes, Thunderbuns.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Probably her best
Yeah,
line of
man.
the season.
Why did Davon choose to nullify Becky, Jackie, and Jeff instead of Clay, Austin, and Steve? What does she have against Becky and Jackie?
Yeah, I
Can I
have the
start a
slightest.
theory?
I don't think it would have made a difference. Maybe just trying to throw off.
Yeah, I think that's what. I think she's just trying to throw off the scent. She couldn't make it to people
maybe
that she
too.
hates.
Possibly those are the three people she didn't really care for. I mean, she at least can talk to Clay. I'll just say that. Even though they don't get along, she can talk to him, where she doesn't really seem to be able to talk with Becky or Jackie for the most part.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a couple more questions. This is from Jimmy Whitcomb. How long do you think it will be until Jeff Probst has a takeover and releases a hidden immunity item to us? Wow, well, that would be something. Be very exciting if that happened. I would imagine.
Gotta be pretty close to the end to hype up Cambodia, right?
Yeah, I think you gotta probably want to do, if you're gonna have any sort of Jeff Probst cross promotion, any sort of synergy with Jeff, I think you'd want to have him towards the end of the season when he can promote the new Survivor season coming up, especially because both shows, the finale and the premiere, share a night. I think September 23rd. So yeah, that could be good. One to watch for coming towards the fall. Taylor Belavia, the house guests weren't too excited for the Gronk takeover.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Yeah.
who is this?
Yeah, they didn't seem too
I
excited.
think Meg seemed pretty excited, but I don't think she knew
Yeah.
who he was.
She's from New York. She's from the Northeast. Yeah.
Audrey was excited.
This could have been much worse.
Yeah. It could have been Geno Smith, so he was very excited.
Oh, Rob. please.
Tony Rockwell, who will Austin and Vanessa put up on the block? Okay, so you guys think Audrey is going up? Do you think that she will be a backdoor, or she's going to be up in the battle of the block?
Well, the hilarious part is that Vanessa on the feeds earlier today was saying that Audrey would need to be backdoored, and I can't remember who she was talking to about that. But I'm like, why? Why? Like, she's shown to be kind of terrible in competitions. Why not just do like what Shelly did with Day? Put her up from the start. Put her up with someone. If you need to put her up with someone who's gonna throw it, just I think
I always just say that the games could be literally anything, right? So it's just better to just have them not playing at all than actually have them play. I mean, and to put them up in the battle of the block, they have a 50-50 shot. I mean, it's.
Well, if they can get somebody to throw it, which again, it depends on if that's their target. Why not put like Audrey up with and put Audrey on one side and Jeff on the other side?
If you put your target up from Battle of the Block, so they have a 50-50 chance to get off in the Battle of the Block.
And then they're safe for the whole week.
Then they have a 1 in 6 chance to get the veto after that, and then then there's, of course, obviously they have the votes of whether or not to. So they really have 3 shots to get out of it, as opposed to if you just backdoor them. I really do think the backdoor is the way to go.
I know. It's not as good TV though. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Robert Smith says, is Audrey still the target for the 2 HOHs?
Possibly.
It's dangerous for Audrey because she's not going to get that Shelly in there that's going to be trying to go around Becky's back.
I think Audrey would probably be the backup plan. I really do. I think Audrey is the safe backup plan if your initial plan doesn't work out. You can always just evict Audrey and call it a day.
They got to be going for Jeff here, right?
I think so.
Yeah. That's a definite backdoor. I do not want to put that guy up right away.
Okay, Jeff in the spotlight. This is from Garrett Pollock. Why did they make Jeff, Jackie, and Becky sit during the dining room vote? Well, we talked about the people. Why'd they have to get up and go sit in the other room, Ian?
It was so dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Yeah.
Drama.
Get out.
You're out. You're not even allowed to be a part of it.
You can't even sit here during the show. Goodbye. Good day. Michelle Smith. who do you think is the most entertaining house guest this year? P.S. Hi, Ian. Why are you such a babe? Whoa.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, who's the most entertaining house guest?
Dr. John.
Dr. John, that's right. I agree.
I agree too. I love John.
We all love this guy.
This is gonna be like the worst dental injection of all time. Just boom, right in the gums and bam!
Bam! The one and only. Why is Meg not Ian's QT 3.14? Is it the glasses, Ian?
Actually, I do like the glasses. I mean, I'm not doing that this year. I'm not doing that this year.
Forever? Are you doing a Big Brother 18?
I don't know. I'm just not doing that this year. If I were to do it, she probably would be, but I'm not doing it this year.
Okay. All right. 2 more questions. Adam Martin says, will Liz and Julia continue acting like the same person, or will Big Brother incorporate Julia into the show now that many know about the twin twist? If everybody knows about the twin twist, do we have to keep up the charade of, oh, it's other Liz? Other Liz, hey, how's it going?
I think until she comes out to everybody that Julie and the show is going to keep up the charade that it's just Liz in the house, because again, people like James, Jason, Meg, they don't know for sure. They just think they do. And there's a big difference between knowing it for sure and knowing for sure that somebody's going to come in week 5 if they survive, and the people who are in the know, which is Shelley Clay, Vanessa, Austin. So I think they're going to keep up the charade.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it if they just threw them in and just said that, you play as the same person. If you're not, one of you's nominated, both of you are nominated. If you can only have one person play in each comp as the representative for your pairing. Like, I'd be
the
perfect
duo
with
twist.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's go to Alex Gold. Why haven't Jeff and Jackie been targeted yet? You know they'll be working together in the end. Is that where we're going this week, Ian?
Who's Jackie?
How dare you?
Yes.
How dare you, Ian? No love for QT 3.14, Jackie?
No. She's pretty, but I mean, come on.
F Jackie?
What? No.
I heard that on another show. Ian, do the house guests practice those DR hallway skits ahead of time? Is production involved?
No. I mean, I never practiced anything. Maybe they do. Maybe that's become popular after my time on the show, but production's not involved with that at all.
Okay.
There's not really a lot that production is, like, involved in. I mean, like, obviously, a house guest doesn't organically walk up to the memory wall. Everyone just happens to be sitting outside staring contemplatively. But other than that, it's.
By the way,
organic.
even though you guys wouldn't know it, Big Brother did give them a contraption to practice tonight's HOH competition with, and you saw how terrible they were. Even with, they each got 10 shots apiece, and they were still awful. So that tells you how many people were probably throwing this thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Laurelt. Says, I think Rob is super spot on with the party theme isolation like Dan's is 14. Can you imagine how crazy Audrey would be? I feel like Audrey would do fine in the isolation. That would be good for her. She would come out and she would play it up for sympathy and be like, oh my God, you guys, that I was just in there. And everybody like, oh my God, Audrey, are you okay? Like, no. Like, don't vote me out this week. Let me talk game with you now. I think she would melt.
That's exactly
really
what
good.
she would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me talk game with you.
Yeah. All right, BB President Feed News. Austin is now planning on backdooring Jeff, not Audrey. Is this a better move for him and his twin-saving alliance?
I think it's a great move. Backdooring Jeff is A+. Audrey is your solid backup plan if things were to go awry.
Yes.
Right. I think it's always good to have somebody like Audrey in the house where, if you don't know what to do and you need something to do, somebody to throw up on the block, you can just throw Audrey up on the block.
Yeah, in fact, I think putting Audrey... oh, see, that's where it gets tricky. You would never want Audrey to win Battle of the Block because you kind of want her to be nominated and have to fight for the veto to take herself off to kind of like get that spot for Jeff to go on the block instead, right? So that's kind of tricky, but let's take a look.
Okay. And then Elizabeth says, will Johnny Mac be on the block again?
God, I hope not.
Boy, I hope not too. Yeah, Johnny Mac, do you want to go back on the block?
No!
No, okay. All right, and then last one, Jimmy Whitcomb. Ian, if you were invited back for an all-star season, who from this season would you want to play with?
With, I'd say Vanessa for sure. I mean, just, like I said, I watched the clip with her and Tony G. Like, anyone that can just stand up to him like that, definitely respect. Mad respect.
Are you a big poker player, Ian?
Yeah,
I don't, I don't play. I watch a lot of it. I probably would be good at it because I'm good at math, but I like other games better.
Like Risk?
No, not really. I'm not really a big Risk fan. I like backgammon. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Backgammon.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. We will be back, not gammon, Sunday night for our next live show. Brendan and Rachel will be the guests. Very excited for Brenchel to grace us for the first time on Big Brother 17. First time since last summer. So excited to talk with them. Brent, what should we be looking for in the live feeds tonight?
Like I said, they apparently already tweeted it to us, but you should be looking for what is their plan. I mean, you know that this is so interesting because Vanessa and Austin they're tight, so they are going to formulate a plan of what they want to happen, no matter what. Big Brother is not going to get their wish of the dethroned HOH being evicted this week, which is what they always want because they were always talking about it the last 2 seasons. I think that you should see if they really have the balls to pull off this Jeff. Backdoor plot.
Ian, how do you think Jeff is going to react to finding out he's going up on the block for a backdoor potentially?
Sorry, say that again?
How do you think Jeff is going to react to the news if he's going to be the backdoor target?
Probably not well. It should be really great blow up to watch. I'll enjoy it. I'm not a big Jeff fan. He looks like the hat. He looks like he would just be the type of guy to go to a Smash Mouth concert in 2003.
The reasons why we don't.
I bet he watches Guy Fieri in his spare time.
What else do you think about it? I'm very fascinated by this. So he looks like that he would go to a Smash Mouth concert in 2003. He's watching Guy Fieri videos on YouTube. What else is he doing?
Oh man. I don't know. Maybe
he's like one of those guys that would watch that Adam Carolla show about real men or something he would have a man cave, and I feel like he the stuff he says on the feeds I can't even repeat to you guys. He loves the fact that there's possibly a twin twist you saw because he would have both of them in jury together, which I don't know why he thinks he wants to go to jury, but that's what he was saying.
Well, I'm not going to knock Adam Carolla or The Man Show. I think that was some excellent television. But, that being said, Jeff Weldon, he's just way too much. He's bro-ish to the point that it makes me uncomfortable.
Uncomfortably bro-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bro-y D-Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ian, thank you again once more for coming on with us here Thursday. You'll be back for our next eviction, maybe when Jeff gets sent to go to a Smash Mouth reunion. 1 week from tonight. All right. Oh my God, what did that sound?
Get ready for a takeover!
What? Oh my God. Hey Jeff, it's us, the cast, the group Smash Mouth. You're our biggest fan. You're an all-star. Yes.
Oh yeah. I think this could be one of those weeks where the target, the Big Brother gods have a weird, wicked sense of humor. He'll probably win the veto or something.
Will Smash Mouth play a concert in the backyard like Sheryl Crow?
Exactly.
If they did, I think it would be about 13 years too late.
All right, Ian, great job.
That would have been more acceptable during Big Brother 3 than it would be now.
Yeah.
It would be more acceptable during Big Brother 1 than it would be now.
Whoa, that's wild.
All right. All right, Ian, great job. Follow Ian on Twitter at Tulane Terry. Brent is on Twitter as well. He's at OneLuckyGay, spelled out, not the number.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. Hashtag tonight. I still like this one. We've talked about a lot of stuff, but I still like the hashtag Love You Day.
Love you, bae.
Love You Day.
Love
So
you, Dave.
she will be my guest on Friday. Have that up. I'm really early in the order this year for the Big Brother interview, so hopefully I should have that up by noon Eastern tomorrow. That should be
Excellent.
a lot of fun. What's that, Brent?
I said excellent. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah, so very, very soon, and probably I'll be talking with her in less than 12 hours. So quick turnaround for me on the Big Brother podcast. All right, so that's what's coming up tomorrow. Exit interview with Day. We will have Brendan and Rachel Sunday night live, that is going to be at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. Anything else, guys?
No, I'm good.
I'm
Okay.
good.
Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comments on robhasawebsite.com. Always appreciate the support from the patrons of Rob Has a Podcast. To find out more about the benefits of becoming a patron, visit us at robhasawebsite.com/patron. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.